हरे कृष्णा। आप सबका स्वागत है एक नई कड़ी में आपकी मन की बात हमारे साथ। दर्शकों, हम कई बार जब भक्ति करते हैं, भक्ति के कई सारे अंग हैं। जब हम जपा करते हैं, भगवान के दर्शन करते हैं, भगवान के बारे में सोचते हैं या इत्यादि कोई भी कार्य करते हैं, तो हमेशा एक डाउट मन में जरूर आता है कि क्या भगवान हमारी जो भी हम कर रहे हैं, क्या भगवान इसे सुन रहे हैं, क्या भगवान इसे देख रहे हैं, क्या जो हम सोच रहे हैं या हम प्रार्थना कर रहे हैं, क्या वो भगवान तक पहुंच पा रहा है, क्या भगवान किसी तरीके से हमारे साथ रेसिप्रोकेट करते भी हैं। भक्ति में ये सारी चीजें काफी कंफ्यूजिंग हो जाती हैं और कई बार हमें पता ही नहीं लगता कि भगवान हमारे साथ किस तरीके से रेसिप्रोकेट कर रहे हैं, हमारी प्रार्थना का आदान प्रदान कर रहे हैं। एक भक्त के लिए ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है कि ये रिलेशन जिस तरीके से हम भगवान के साथ रखते हैं, ये आदान प्रदान चलता रहे, बट इसे पहचानना इतना आसान नहीं है। तो इसीलिए आज हम आपके साथ लाए हैं इस टॉपिक को, जिसमें कि हमारे अनुभवी जो आज हमारे साथ मेहमान हैं हमारे स्टूडियो में, वो हमें इस चीज के बारे में बताएंगे। तो मैं एक छोटी सी इंट्रोडक्शन देना चाहूंगा। हमारे आज के गेस्ट, इनका कुल एक्सपीरियंस 4 दशकों से ज्यादा का है भक्ति में। ये काफी बहुचर्चित हैं अपनी भागवतम, अपनी साइंटिफिक अप्रोच के लिए, जो कि ये भागवतम के प्रति दुनिया के साथ प्रस्तुत करते हैं। ये इस्कॉन में कई सारे इम्पॉर्टेंट पदों पे रह चुके हैं और आज भी ये भक्ति वेदांत इंस्टीट्यूट में अपना एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रोल निभा रहे हैं। और आज इस टॉपिक को पे हमें गाइडेंस देने के लिए हमारे साथ प्रस्तुत हैं। तो मैं स्वागत करना चाहूंगा रसराज दास जी का।
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for joining us today. So Prabhuji, first of all, मैं चाहूँगा कि आप हमारे दर्शकों को ये बताइए कि कैसे हमें पता चले जब हम भक्ति के किसी भी कार्य को कर रहे हैं, किसी भी अंग को कर रहे हैं, तो क्या भगवान हमारी सुनता है, क्या भगवान हमसे रेसिप्रोकेट करता है, और अगर करता है तो किस तरीके से करता है?
हाँ, उसके लिए थोड़ा भक्ति में एक्सपीरियंस होना चाहिए। सर्वस्य चाहम हृदय सन्निविष्टो, कृष्णा से भगवद गीता मैं सभी जीवों का हृदय में प्रवेश करके रहता हूँ। इसका मतलब है कि सिर्फ मनुष्य जन्म नहीं, जब आत्मा कोई भी शरीर लेता है, कुछ भी कहीं भी जाता है, तो अपना अगर इस मनुष्य जन्म में एक आदमी को पिता है, माता है, और वो आदमी मर के दूसरा शरीर लेता है और पिता और माता नहीं जाएगा उनके साथ। अगर एक आदमी मर के अगर ले लो, उनका जानवर में जन्म हुआ या कॉकरोच बना हुआ, नहीं जाएगा। जितना भी बोलेगा माता पिता मन को बहुत प्रेम है, वात्सल्य है हमारा बच्चे के ऊपर, वो जब दूसरा शरीर में जाता है कोई नहीं जाएगा, लेकिन परमात्मा जाता है सब आत्मा के साथ। तो कहीं भी आप जाइए, राइट? सो whatever, even if you are just a small worm in the stool, Krishna is with the Atma. आत्मा कभी कंप्लेन नहीं कर सकता है, मैं क्यों इस स्थिति में, आपने मुझे क्यों लगाया। तो भगवान ने बोलेगा, इस स्थिति का प्रॉब्लम क्या है, तुम्हारे साथ मैं भी हूँ, मैं नहीं अफेक्ट हो रहा हूँ, अब क्या अफेक्ट हो रहे हो। भगवान है, और उपनिषद में दिया है, समान वृक्षे द्विसर्ण पक्षौ। तो शरीर एक वृक्ष का समान है, और इस शरीर में 2 पक्षी है। जैसा वृक्ष में पक्षी बैठता है, ऐसा इस शरीर में 2 पक्षी है। एक पक्षी सब खाता है, फूल सब, फल सब खाता है, लेकिन दूसरा पक्षी उनको देख के रहता है। सो दैट इज परमात्मा। जो फल सब खाता है वो जीवात्मा है, वो जब जीवात्मा अपना फेस को टर्न करके पास में बैठा हुआ परमात्मा को देखता है, तब उनका सब दुख सुख सब खत्म होता है और वो ब्रह्मभूत स्थिति को जाता है। तो जब तक हमको नहीं मालूम है हमारे साथ परमात्मा है, तो मनुष्य जन्म का स्थिति वो नहीं है। मनुष्य जन्म के नीचे जानवर और नीचे स्थिति में सब आत्मा को नहीं मालूम है मेरे साथ परमात्मा है। अगर मनुष्य जन्म में एक आदमी को नहीं मालूम पड़ता है तो वो मनुष्य जन्म में नहीं आया अभी तक। आहस्तानी द्विहस्तानी, तो इसलिए वेद शास्त्र कहते हैं कि दो तरफ का जानवर है। एक जानवर को हाथ नहीं है, एक जानवर को दो हाथ है। तो उसका मतलब है मनुष्य रूप में है, दो हाथ है, फिर भी वो जानवर के समान है क्योंकि उनको नहीं मालूम है। तो पशु और मनुष्य इन दोनों के बीच में एक ही अंतर होना चाहिए, एक ही अंतर हो सकता है, वो यही है कि मेरे साथ परमात्मा है। वो जब तक वो तो इसलिए बोलता है जन्म क्या वो आगार भय निद्रमयतनाम नृणम पशुभिर समानम। सो पशुभिर समानम नृणम, मनुष्य जन्म में पशु को समान होते हैं। सो हरे कृष्णा मंत्र अगर हम जप करेंगे तो बहुत सुलभ से परमात्मा समाहितः परमात्मा को कांटेक्ट कर सकता है। लेकिन उसके लिए और थोड़ा कुछ मसाला होना चाहिए। सबसे जरूरी मसाला है ये हमारा आचार्य प्रभुपाद है ना, उनके पास प्रेम होना चाहिए। यस्य प्रसादात भगवत प्रसादो यस्य अप्रसादात न गति कुतोपि। तो यस्य प्रसादात भगवत प्रसादो, हमारा लाइफ में बहुत तरफ का वैष्णव लोग से हमको संग हो जाता है, वो सबको एप्लीकेशन होता है। वैष्णव का कृपा से हम भक्ति में आया है। एक आदमी पहले से आपको शास्त्र बुक ज्ञान दिया या किताब किया और प्रचार किया, आपको मंदिर में लेके गया, प्रसाद के खिलाया। सो देन इट्स ऑल, एवरीबडी इज वैष्णव। यस्य प्रसादात भगवत प्रसादो, इनका मर्सी से मुझे भक्ति में मैं आया हूँ। लेकिन अगर वो पहले आपको किताब दिया और दूसरा भक्त, अगर उनसे बाद में हमको कनेक्शन नहीं है तो फिर भी आप भक्ति कर सकता है। लेकिन यस्य अप्रसादात न गति कुतोपि, जिसका मर्सी नहीं होता है आप भक्ति नहीं कर सकता है, वो सिर्फ प्रभुपाद के लिए। बाकी सबको हम नहीं बोल सकता है अगर आप नहीं है तो मैं नहीं भक्ति कर सकता हूँ, नहीं, लोग करते हैं। सो प्रभुपाद जी को जब तक मन में प्रेम नहीं आया तो हरे कृष्णा जप करने से नहीं मालूम होएगा भगवान हमसे बात कर रहा है।
अमेजिंग। तो जैसे आपने शुरुआत में कहा कि एक पेड़ पे बैठे हुए दो पक्षी हैं और एक पक्षी जीवात्मा की तरह है और दूसरे परमात्मा है। और आपने एक बहुत सुंदर वाक्य भी कहा कि परमात्मा और जीवात्मा दोनों ही अगर किसी गलत सर्कमस्टांसेस में या बुरे सर्कमस्टांसेस में हैं तो दोनों साथ में होते हैं। तो अब हम इसको दो हिस्सों में बांटते हैं। सबसे पहले हम उस चर्चा पे चलते हैं जहाँ पे कि एक मनुष्य ये नहीं जान पा रहा है कि उसके साथ परमात्मा है, वो ये भी नहीं जानता, परमात्मा तो चलिए दूर की बात हो गई, वो ये भी नहीं जानता कि वो एक आत्मा है। और एक दूसरे तरीके के व्यक्ति हैं जो कि भक्ति में आ चुके हैं और वो सब इन चीजों के बारे में जानते हैं, उसके बारे में बाद में बात करेंगे। सबसे पहले आते हैं ऐसे व्यक्ति के प्रति जो कि इन सब चीजों के बारे में जानता नहीं है पर परमात्मा फिर भी उसके हृदय में है। तो हम हमेशा ये सुनते हैं कि अगर आप कुछ कर्म करेंगे उसका फल आपको जरूर मिलेगा, अगर आप अच्छे कर्म करेंगे तो अच्छा फल मिलेगा, और अगर बुरे कर्म करेंगे तो इत्यादि। इसके बारे में हम बहुत अच्छे से भगवत गीता में पढ़ते हैं। पर अगर परमात्मा हमारे साथ हैं, जीवात्मा भी हम जीवात्मा हैं और परमात्मा हमारे साथ है, उसके ज्ञान होने या ना होने से कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, तो वो परमात्मा हमें क्यों नहीं बुरे काम या बुरे कर्म करने से रोके? क्यों हमें why do we get why don't we get a intuition or a message from that Paramatma that we should do bhakti, that we should do good things? It's always, why is it always so that a person is always inclined towards doing what is not favorable for bhakti, in spite of the fact that Paramatma is with him? Just the presence of Paramatma should be so strong that we should not have any desire for these things, but we still have it. Why is it so? I would like that आप इसके बारे में हमारे दर्शकों को कुछ बताइए।
नहीं, ज्यादा से ज्यादा लोग विश्वास भी नहीं रखते हैं। क्या परमात्मा है, कौन देखा है? क्या आत्मा है, कौन देखा है? सो जब तक वी डू नॉट अंडरस्टैंड भगवान कौन है, तो ये आपका प्रश्न का उत्तर नहीं समझ सकता है। क्योंकि आप पूछ रहे हैं अगर हमारे साथ भगवान है तो परमात्मा का रूप में, क्यों हम गलत काम बुरा काम में हमारा मन
Correct.
जाता है, हम क्यों करते हैं? ये प्रश्न अर्जुन भी पूछा भगवान से। सो एक अगर आप रोड में जा रहे हैं और बीच में देखो एक वस्तु है, एक बड़ा पत्थर है, तो आप पत्थर को साइड में करके जाएंगे। अगर आपके जाने के रास्ते में एक आदमी है और आप उनको साइड करके जाएंगे तो वो बोलेगा, हे क्या करते हो? तो आप बोले, अरे मैं जा रहा हूं, अब बीच में आ गया। तो क्या है, क्यों नहीं बोला? तो जड़ शक्ति को भगवान चलाता है। माया अध्यक्ष न प्रकृति, जैसा पत्थर है तो पत्थर को हटा सकता है बलात्कार से। इसी प्रकार भगवान ने जड़ शक्ति को अपना इच्छा से चलाता है, लेकिन जीव आत्मा को अपना इच्छा से नहीं कर सकता है। अगर जीवा को बलात्कार करेगा, जीवा बोलेगा, ऐसे क्यों करते हैं? क्या तो ऐसे क्यों करते हो आप? मुझे बोलो। Why are you, like, a person will say, why are you pushing me? So this is the sign of live life, is that you have got free will. So भगवान हमको फोर्स करके नहीं
रोकेगा।
and the proper path he cannot take, because we are living entities. We will complain. So laws of nature is for matter, and matter has to obey it. But laws of dharma is for jiva. यथा इच्छसि तथा कुरु। पूरा भगवत गीता बोलने के बाद कृष्णा ने बोला, आपको जैसा उचित है ऐसा कर लो, मैं फोर्स नहीं करूंगा। सो इसलिए कर्म आता है। मैं अगर आप एक टैक्सी लेंगे, वो टैक्सी ड्राइवर को आप बोलते हैं एयरपोर्ट लेके जाओ, वो एयरपोर्ट लेके गए आपको। एयरपोर्ट जाने के बाद वो बोलता है 20 रुपया मीटर या 100 रुपया मीटर। तो आप नहीं बोल सकता है आपने गाड़ी चलाया, मैं क्यों पैसा देने का? वो बोलेगा नहीं, मैं गाड़ी चलाया, लेकिन आप बोला इसलिए ऐसा गाड़ी चलाया। इसी प्रकार भगवान बोलता है, माया अध्यक्ष न प्रकृति चराचरम। जो कुछ जीवात्मा को चाहिए वो सब नहीं करता हूँ, लेकिन आपका आशा कैसा है ना, जैसा मैं करता हूँ, इसलिए कर्म आपको जाता है। मीटर अप करना पड़ेगा, पे करना पड़ेगा। तो जीवात्मा को स्वातंत्र्य है, वो स्वातंत्र्य को वो बराबर प्रयोग करने का है। बद्ध जीव हम सब लोग, हमको नहीं मालूम है कैसे करने का है, वो क्यों नहीं मालूम है, वो दैट इज आवर ओरिजिनल नेचर, दैट कैन नॉट बी एक्सप्लेन। जैसा माँ के लिए दो बच्चा है, एक बच्चा अच्छा काम करता है, दूसरा बच्चा बुरा काम करता है, अलग अलग नेचर है। सो अलग अलग जीव को नेचर अलग अलग है। सो मटेरियल वर्ल्ड में जो जीव है, सभी जीव उनका नेचर बुरा काम करने का, ब्रह्मा से पाताल लोक तक, ब्रह्मा से पाताल लोक तक। सो कहाँ वो, सो भगवान Prabhupada repeatedly said, the Lord does not interfere in the free will of the living entity. सो हमारा फ्री विल को हम बराबर यूज करने के लिए हमको ज्ञान आना चाहिए। इसके लिए है ये जरा ये सृष्टि। तो इसमें भगवान अगर आप प्रे करेंगे, एक आदमी बुरा काम करता है तो उससे उसको बड़ा बहुत दुख आ गया, वो भगवान को प्रे करता है, भगवान मुझे एक ऐसा फलाना सिचुएशन से हेल्प करता है, लेकिन वो फिर भी करेगा। और उसके बाद फिर से प्रे करता है, फिर भी भगवान। सो दिस इज नॉट इजी जॉब, it's not an easy job. We cannot tell why Bhagavan is allowing me to do it. Now you can, some people say, अगर मेरा बच्चा बुरा काम करता है तो मैं पिता हूं तो मैं उसको स्टॉप करूंगा, भगवान क्यों ना स्टॉप करता है? For that jawab, the point is that you are not doing anything. The whole thing is an a creation which is very complicated, very complicated. So you cannot know how God has made this in such a way that you think you are doing and still you are not the doer. You cannot know that. You cannot know it. I give an example, like you go in a bus. You are sitting in a bus. You are not moving. But after 1 hour, you have gone from Bombay to Pune. You didn't move. How did you go to Pune? Because the bus is going and you are in the bus. So if somebody is asking, are you moving? You can't say yes, you cannot say no. If you say yes, I'm moving, no, you're sitting there. That's why when you get down, you do like this in Pune. Oh, क्या हो गया? Oh, कुछ नहीं किया, मैं 2 घंटा बस में बैठा था, बहुत टायर हो गया. Oh, you didn't move at all. But you are moving because you're in the bus and you are moving, not the bus only. You are also moving. Like that, the jiva is associating with mind and body. In one, you cannot answer whether he is suffering or not suffering. Actually, he is not suffering. Like he is not moving, the bus is moving. But if you are associating with the bus, you are moving like that. So you have to get out of the bus. उसको का शास्त्र कहते हैं विवेकम. वो अगर वो विवेकम आता है तो बस से हम उतरेंगे. सो लोग सोचते हैं मैं बस से नहीं उतरूंगा, फिर भी सब अच्छा होना चाहिए. That is not possible. Krishna says no. And that bus is a very complicated machine. सीधा बस से उतरना है तो बहुत easy है. But this body यंत्र का समान है, इससे उतरना बहुत मुश्किल है. You cannot just get out of this body and mind saying, I don't want. Stop. No. So Krishna is saying, Daivihi yesha gunamayi mama maya duratteya. This maya is very difficult. जो ये बस में आप अंदर गया तो वापस आने बहुत मुश्किल है. So it is by challenging Bhagavan you cannot understand Srishti. But if you accept Bhagavan is Paramadayalu, I am nonsense, somehow he is actually doing this, and I must get out. That is why Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu prayed, Ainanda Tanuja Kinkaram Patitam Ma Vishame Bhavam Budhav. Somehow or other I have fallen into this ocean. The jiva should accept. By our intelligence we cannot figure. There are so many jnanis, they give so many lectures. Oh, we are not the body like that, but they cannot get out. Nobody can. So Krishna says, Mameva yo prapatyante maya metantara. Only if you surrender to Krishna. That is beginning of surrender is you accept. If God is there and if God is so great, he cannot be doing something bad for me. So he is doing something good. This is called Vishwas or faith, Shraddha. Shraddha is not just merely God is there. Shraddha is that God is there and he is my friend. Suhridam Sarvabhutanam, I am the friend of everybody. So how so much suffering is there that we first accept this point. Despite all, because when you are enjoying, you are not asking why God this made this world. You are eating nice khana, you are seeing nice movie, you are going to a nice cricket match. You are enjoying. You are not asking, oh, why did God make this nice food? Oh, why did God make this nice cricket match? No, you are enjoying. But then when, something bad happens, you get bad health, somebody cheated you in business. Oh, why it happened? No. You must in both cases accept somehow or other I have gotten it. This is very, very important. The jiva, when he feels like this, then he becomes a bhakt. Simply taking up the process of bhakti without this inner feeling. Prabhupada in Bhagavad Gita writes in the introduction, do not deride the great God. Right? He is writing there. Do not deride the great God. कभी कंप्लेन मत करो क्यों, बट लोग को इतना बुद्धि नहीं है. लोग पूछते हैं सवाल, अगर भगवान है तो हम क्यों इतना सफर कर रहे हो. रादर दे शुड थिंक भगवान है फिर भी मैं क्यों इतना सफर कर रहा हूं. इसका मतलब है मैं बहुत बड़ा बैड आदमी हूं. Somebody goes to prison, it is his fault, not the fault of the government. So this is called bhakta. Bhakta means first step he accepts problem mera. Then Krishna is always there. Immediately he says, I will take, instantly. Did I make sense? No.
Yes. That takes me to the next question. जैसे कि आपने कहा कि the first step to become a bhakta is to actually surrender to the Lord and understand this, that the problem is mine, not of the Lord. भगवान कुछ गलत नहीं कर रहे हैं, जो गलत कर रहा हूं वो मैं ही कर रहा हूं, जिसकी वजह से मैं इतनी सारी प्रॉब्लम्स में हूं. अब हम चलते हैं हमारे दूसरे पड़ाव की तरफ, जहां पे अब हम मान लेते हैं कि हम ये समझ गए हैं कि चलिए भगवान है, उनके प्रेजेंस है, आत्मा भी है, हम साधना भी करते हैं, हम प्रभुपाद पे थोड़ा विश्वास भी करते हैं, हम जप भी करते हैं. So ideally speaking, there was a problem and we started following the solution. Things should be easier. ऐसा कहा जाता है कि जब आपके जीवन में किसी चीज की प्रॉब्लम है, अगर आप उसका सोल्यूशन डालेंगे तो प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व होना शुरू हो जाती है. बट ऐसा भी हम देखते हैं कि जब हम भक्ति करते हैं, भक्ति करना भी इतना आसान नहीं होता. हम अपनी साधना करते हैं, साधना करना भी इतना आसान नहीं होता. भगवत गीता में स्वयं अर्जुन भी कहते हैं कि मन को कंट्रोल करना इतना आसान नहीं है. हम लोग भी अपनी साधना से अपने मन को कंट्रोल करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, हमारे लिए इतना आसान नहीं है. पहले जब हम भक्त नहीं थे, अब इसके बारे में जानते नहीं थे, तो चलिए हम इग्नोरेंस में थे. अब हम इसके बारे में जानते हैं, अब हम इग्नोरेंस में नहीं है, बट फिर भी पूर्ण तरीके से भक्ति में नहीं जा पाए. अब हम बीच में लटक रहे हैं. तो इस सिचुएशन से हम आगे किस तरीके से बढ़ सकते हैं और कैसे समझ सकते हैं कि भगवान इस सिचुएशन में भी हमारे साथ है.
प्रभुपाद जी को एक भक्त यही प्रश्न पूछा कि प्रभुपाद जी, मैं ये मूवमेंट में आने के पहले मैं बहुत दुखी था. अभी मूवमेंट में आ गया, अभी 16 माला करता हूँ, सेवा करता हूँ, फिर भी मैं दुखी हूँ, क्यों? तो प्रभुपाद जी ने एक सुंदर उदाहरण दिया। जैसा एक आदमी समुद्र में डूब जा रहा था, तो लहर सब उनके ऊपर आके उनको he was going down. Then किसी ने, एक आदमी एक बोट में आया और उनको पकड़ के बोट में रख दिया। उसके बाद भी वो बोट को लहर हिलता था। तो प्रभुपाद जी ने बोला वो लहर कभी स्टॉप नहीं कर सकता है, पर डिफरेंस यही है, पहले वो लहर आपको पानी के अंदर ले जाता था, बट अभी वो लहर है बट लेकिन आप नहीं पानी के अंदर, आप पानी के बाहर आ गया। इसी प्रकार प्रभुपाद जी ने बोला पहले आप जब दुखी थे, वो दुख के कारण से आप कुछ नहीं भगवान को कर पाया, अभी भी होगा वो त्रिगुणा का प्रभाव, बट लेकिन वो प्रभाव आपका भक्ति को नहीं रुक सकता है। सो कृष्णा ने बोला भगवद गीता में, प्रतिजाने ही कौन्तेय न मे भक्त प्रणश्यति, मेरा भक्त का चिन्ह क्या है, उनका भक्ति कभी नहीं रुक जाता है। तो जब तक हम भक्ति करते हैं, then there is no problem. As long as we are chanting and serving, but it is not a mechanical process. This is why I said in the beginning, आचार्य के पास प्रेम होना चाहिए। People come in ISKCON, people come because of initially praying for Prabhupada. There's no other reason. But बाद में they forget. They forget. Now, one important point is there. इंडिया में सब लोग बोलेंगे, हाँ भगवान है, मैं मानता हूँ। ऐसा नहीं, कोई आदमी नहीं है वो बोलता है, okay, nowadays Kali-yuga there's more atheistic class of people,
Correct.
but generally people say, yes, there is some Bhagavan. But if you ask him, what do you mean? They'll say, some supreme power is there. So, although people use the name Bhagavan, although they may be worshipping different forms that they think is God, Ganesh-ji or Shiv-ji or Durga or Vishnu or Krishna, but factually they think ultimately God has no form. And Christians also think God has no form. Muslims also think Allah has no form. So even Hindus, most of them, even though they are worshipping form God, they think ultimately God has no form. Therefore, they are not able to explain why they are worshipping form, and then they will say, oh, you can imagine whatever you want, kalpana kar sakta hai, like that. But bhakti means he knows that God has form, matter has no form. But most people foolishly think matter has form, world has form, God has no form. Just like this shirt has got a form because of me. If I take this shirt and I put it on the ground, it has got no shape. इसी प्रकार material world has form because of Krishna as form. And when it is not connected to Krishna, pralaya ho jata hai, then there is no form. Same world, nothing can be seen. So people say Bhagavan, Bhagavan, Karam, but they don't accept actually Bhagavan. This is a very important point. Does it make sense?
Yes. So now we understand that how we should approach to Lord by surrendering. Now we understand that if we have surrendered to Lord, अगर हम भगवान को शरणागत भी हो गए हैं, तो ये ज़रूरी नहीं है कि हमारे जीवन में सब ठीक हो जाएगा। बस हमारी चीज़ों को देखने का नज़रिया अब भगवान से होके गुजरेगा। जो पहले लहरों के अंदर था अब लहरों के ऊपर रहेगा। लहरें खत्म नहीं होने वाली हैं।
नहीं, कभी नहीं।
अब आगे बढ़ते हुए हम ये जानना चाहेंगे कि किस तरीके से हम अपने जीवन में ये महसूस कर पाए, ये समझ पाए, जैसे कि अगर हम आज भक्ति में हैं, अगर हम किसी भी प्रकार की सेवा कर रहे हैं, किसी भी प्रकार का भगवान का नाम जप कर रहे हैं, कीर्तन कर रहे हैं, ग्रंथ वितरण कर रहे हैं, ग्रंथ पढ़ रहे हैं, या ये शो भी ले रहे हैं, किसी भी प्रकार से अगर हम किसी भी तरीके से भगवान से जुड़े हुए हैं, तो हम किस तरीके से समझें कि ये जो हम सेवा मात्र जो भगवान तक करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, क्या भगवान इससे प्रसन्न है? क्या ये प्रार्थना हमारी भगवान तक पहुंचती है? या ये सब जो हम कर रहे हैं, क्या ये भगवान तक एक संदेश रूप में पहुंच रहा है कि नहीं? ये हम किस तरीके से समझ सकते हैं? मैं ये बिल्कुल समझता हूँ कि ये चीज़ समझने में सदियों बीत जाएंगी, एक बहुत बड़ा अनुभव लगेगा, बट तब भी एक इंस्पिरेशन के लिए, ताकि हमें उत्साह बने रहे हमारी भक्ति में और वो मोनोटोनस ना रहे, हम ये किस तरीके से समझ सकते हैं कि क्या भगवान हमारे साथ रेसिप्रोकेट कर रहे हैं या नहीं?
जब तक भगवान के लिए प्रेम नहीं है हमको, वो कुछ भी करेगा हमको पता नहीं चलेगा भगवान रेसिप्रोकेट करता है। आपका शरीर आपको प्राप्ति हुआ है, अच्छा शरीर, आपने नहीं बोला मेरे ऐसा ऐसा कान दे दो, ऐसा ऐसा नोज दे दो, ऐसा ऐसा आंख दे दो, नहीं, पर आपको मिला हुआ है। आपने नहीं बोला इतना इतना बुद्धि मुझे दे दो, आपको मिला हुआ है। आपने नहीं बोला मुझे इतना इतना हेल्प दे दो, लोग को हेल्प भी है। लोग ने बोला एक सन रख दो, सन है। लोग ने नहीं बोला मैंगो बनाओ, ऑरेंज बनाओ, जैक फ्रूट बनाओ, लोग नहीं बोला, लेकिन ये सब है। सो एको बहुनाम यो विदधाति कामान, सब जीव का आशा पूर्ति करने के लिए भगवान ने इतना सुंदर परफेक्ट सृष्टि किया, उसमें कोई नहीं सोचता है तो भगवान रेसिप्रोकेट कर रहा है मुझे। करेक्ट? दे आर नॉट थिंकिंग भगवान आई एम कृष्णा's arms, I am related to Krishna, Bhagavan. So Bhagavan is doing all this for me. No. Then how you, when you chant, you will know Krishna is reciprocating. So थोड़ा कुछ gratitude होना चाहिए. So this is why Krishna is saying in the Bhagavad Gita, Prabhasmi Sasi Surayo, I am the sun and the moon. Isn't it? He is saying, Rasoham Apsu Kaunteya, I am the taste in water. So we should think God is, this is first step in God realization. Shukadeva Goswami ne Bhagavatam bola. Jab aap Hare Krishna, this is a very important question you have raised. First you are chanting Hare Krishna, it is not that immediately you will become free from body and mind, you are liberated, and now you are in Goloka, there are gopis and there are gopas, and I will dance and I will eat Krishna, laddu with Krishna. No, that is all much later. First step in God realization, Shukadeva Goswami said, you learn to see how much God is helping you. There is one beautiful story when I was a child I heard that one day एक आदमी भगवान का बहुत बड़ा भक्त था और you know once Bhagavan showed him that his life, pura life, and that is in the sands of time, as they say, sands of time. So he saw that whenever he was happy, right, there whenever he was walking in those parts of the life when he was happy, there was also another pair of footprints. So he could understand God was. But whenever he was actually suffering, there was only one pair of footprints. So he asked God, you are with me all the time whenever I was enjoying, but when I am suffering, how come you are not with me? So God said, no, no, when you are suffering, only I was walking, I was carrying you. And
Wow.
when you are enjoying, I let you walk and I was walking with you. So that gratitude, if you don't develop, and you must learn to see daily in the material world, he is becoming seeing everything Krishna is arranging for me. It's a fact. The only difference, Krishna is arranging it for everybody. He's arranging for dog, he's arranging for cat. Prabhupada said there are thousands and thousands of elephants in the forest and they are eating 24 hours of the day so much. But there has never been a case of elephant saying, I don't have enough to eat. So he is providing for everybody, whether you ask or not. The only difference is a devotee sees God is giving and others don't see. So this is the most important thing, that when I am chanting, you realize that already God was reciprocating. I was never seeing it. Now I am seeing it. It's a fact that the devotee, as soon as he wakes up in the morning, he sees sun. Oh, by Krishna's mercy, sun is coming. He actually feels, wow. And everywhere he is always saying, how Krishna did this for me. Krishna is doing this for me all the time. Then that is called Vishwarup Darshanam. विश्वरूप दर्शनम हिंदू लोग बहुत गलत समझते हैं that Vishwarup means God has got huge form. He is everywhere with thousands of heads. And that is also true, but Prabhupada says that's an imagination. What is real is that Krishna is reciprocating with every jiva. And we are not able to see it. So, first let us see the things that Krishna is reciprocating. Correct or wrong?
अमेजिंग।
So
so
we
दर्शकों,
must
ये
know.
बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है हमारे जीवन में ये समझना, भगवान हमारी प्रार्थना सुन रहे हैं कि नहीं, भगवान हमारे जीवन में है कि नहीं, ये जानने से पहले ये बहुत जरूरी है कि हम थोड़ी कृतज्ञता दिखाएं, थोड़ा ग्रैटिट्यूड दिखाएं कि हमारे जीवन में जो भी हो रहा है, जिस तरीके से भी हो रहा है, हर जगह भगवान की एक प्रस्तुति है, भगवान जरूर हैं। बस ये समझने के लिए, इस एक्सपीरियंस को पाने के लिए हमें थोड़ा और सीरियस होना पड़ेगा भगवान के प्रति, हमारी साधना के प्रति।
चैंटिंग करने से ये फीलिंग आना चाहिए।
यस,
वास्तविक रूप में एक भक्त फील कर रहा है, oh, this table is here by Krishna's. Why should I have a table? Somebody in the street doesn't have a table. Why? He's able to think. It's not a reciprocation, doesn't mean something very fanciful, mystical. We must say, be able, everything is Krishna's mercy. Everything is Krishna's mercy.
अमेजिंग। तो दर्शकों, इसी प्रकार से अगर हम अपने जीवन में सही तरीके से भक्तों का संग लें, अगर हम भगवान का जप सही मायने में एक ध्यान से करें, तो धीरे धीरे कई सालों में इस सागर की गहराई में जाते हुए हमें ये फीलिंग जरूर आएगी कि हाँ, इस प्रकार से आज तक जितना भी जीवन व्यतीत हुआ है, ये सब भगवान की कृपा से ही था। और हम इतने कृतज्ञ होने चाहिए भगवान के लिए कि रोज हमें वो हर चीज दे रहे हैं, जो शायद प्रभुजी ने बहुत खूबसूरती से कहा कि किसी के पास नहीं है। तो अगर हम इस परव्यू से अपने जीवन की और अपने दिन की शुरुआत करें और भगवान के लिए अपना जीवन समर्पित करें, तो हम इसे बहुत अच्छे से समझ पाएंगे। तो अब समय आ गया है। यस, प्लीज गो अहेड।
Devotee actually feels gratitude. Not he actually every day is amazing. Wow. If that has not come, you have not done bhakti. That's because Sukadeva Goswami said that this is called Vishwarupa Darshana. For a bhakt devotee, Vishwarupa Darshan का मतलब है लोकस्य व्यसना अपहन करो दास्यस्य किम नक्षमः। पूरा दुनिया में इतना लोग के लिए कृष्णा सब आशा पूर्ति करता है, तो भक्ति के लिए क्या नहीं करेगा। So bhakti, he says, he realizes, I don't have to ask anything from God. 2-year-old child is not praying to the mother in the morning, mother, please make sure today I get breakfast. Mother, please make sure that I get a new pair of dress. No. Everything is taken. So there is no need to pray. That is why when we chant, we are praying only for service.
Correct.
We are not praying to Bhagavan, give me this, give me that, because everything he gives. A devotee realizes, in my life I have everything. Every devotee realizes, in my life I have everything. प्रभुपाद जी ने कहा, जब वो सेकेंड वर्ल्ड वॉर का समय दिस ब्रिटिश पीपल कलकत्ता में आर्टिफिशियल फैमिन बना के वो इंडिया में जो राइस और व्हीट सबको वो लेके गया यूके को. They were very cruel fellows, the British people. So that time Prabhupada says that he personally went through Calcutta. People were all suffering. They were getting, but he knew many people who were chanting. So he went and saw everybody without their knowledge. And Prabhupada said, I was surprised that nobody was suffering without food. The devotees.
Wow.
But he's not only doing that, he's doing for everybody. Therefore, we can never complain. So Prabhupada said, when अगर कष्ट कुछ आता है तो जब भक्त सोचता है कि I should have gotten much more. Krishna has given me a little bit. Once one person came to see Prabhupada, one Indian. He asked Prabhupada, why is God making me suffer so much? I'm suffering. Prabhupada said, oh, you are very fortunate. And he said, why? He said, because you are asking, why is God making me suffer? You're thinking about God. Many people, when they suffer, they may go and drink whiskey or something like that. They forget God. So if you are so-called enjoying in the world and you are forgetting God, that is great misfortune, Prabhupada said. But if you are suffering and you are remembering God, that is a great fortune.
Wow.
So remembering God is the most important thing. Bhakt ka mood alag hai. So many people, devotees, when they start the process, they have not experienced. Heart has to become soft. Chanting करने से पहला reaction, heart will become soft, very soft, gila. Then, because of that softness, you are able to feel Krishna's mercy everywhere. You can actually
Amazing.
feel it. Yes. So where is the question of God not reciprocating? He is only saying you are not reciprocating.
The problem is with us.
We are talking why God is not reciprocating, but God is saying why you are not reciprocating. I'm doing everything for you.
Actually.
So if at all anyone has to complain, it is God, but God doesn't complain. That is his love. He goes on, no problem.
Great.
Now, one more point. Somebody can still ask, no, ये सब अच्छा है, लेकिन even if he created a world, why didn't he create a world without suffering? Why he should give me suffering? So there are several answers for that. Number one, he has also created a world without any suffering, heavenly planets. There is no disease, there is no old age. There's only death, but it's painless, and everybody enjoys for hundreds and thousands of years. in the heavenly planets, mangoes are 6 feet wide. And these mangoes fall, then rivers of mango juice are there. Women, their bodies have fragrance for 64 miles. And the beach is only gold and ruby and diamonds and very soft and nice. No sand. So unlimited enjoyment is there in this. And if you take nasha in the heavenly planets, the more you take, the better you feel. No hangover. And you can have sex without children. Only at the end of their life they'll get one child, because it's not everybody goes to a heavenly planet. So in this way, it's a very. But Krishna says that is also suffering, because these are different kinds of illusions. Like in America, they have something called Halloween. You know Halloween? It is a booth day. So for Halloween, they'll do Halloween movies. They are like horror movies for young children. Wherever they go, somebody will come to kill you, and they will escape and go. Another person will come, and it's a horror movie like that. And they make it for children. So the child is saying, take me to the Halloween movie. The father takes him to the Halloween movie. And the child will sit there, and when it comes, but he won't leave. And at the end of the thing, when he comes out, father will ask, did you like the movie? He'll say, yeah. So even the people who are in hellish planets, they enjoy. They enjoy. Because in the earthly planet also, if you go to America and all, I don't know whether it's in India or not, whatever is in the hellish planets, people are voluntarily undergoing here. Did you know that? People voluntarily undergo the hellish type of punishment, they undergo and they enjoy. So it is a Vichitra Ulagam. The world is there, it's Bhagat Vichitra. So a soul who gets into a pig body, he enjoys that eating. So actually, even a great Indra enjoying is also same. There is no difference between a pig eating stool and Indra enjoying in the heavenly planet. Actually, there's no difference. But that is why Krishna says, Dukkalayam ashashvatam, this material world is. So it requires great punya to understand and become friendly with God. That's all is bhakti. Bhakti means no more complaining about Krishna and appreciating Krishna. That's all is bhakti. I'm speaking, what are we doing? We're glorifying Krishna. So that people, when they hear, they must also feel, maybe it is right, God is doing so many things I'm not saying. That's all. This is called bhakti. Bhakti is, that is why Krishna says, Naham Vedai na tapasa na dani na chejya. Aham yavam vido. You cannot simply by reading Shastras, nor by doing puja, nor by doing tapasya, nor by giving charity, dana, you can know me. No. Devotees are doing puja. Krishna says you cannot know. In the sense, bhaktya mama vijanati. And what is bhakti? Bhakti is appreciating Krishna. That's all is bhakti.
Wow.
Nothing. Wow, Krishna. So in the spiritual world, they are appreciating in their way. We should appreciate in our way. So the world is an opportunity to appreciate God. How did God create this world? How is it so perfect? How did He look at the packaging industry in the world? Have you ever got a computer, laptop, and it comes online and there's a box and you open the box and everything's so beautifully packaged. But look at the mango, look at banana, look at orange, they are perfectly packed.
Yes.
What packaging? My human being can never do that kind of packaging. And everything goes back into the world, recycled. But they make a plastic bottle for water. Plastic bottle cannot be recycled for tens of thousands of years. You know, we are drinking water from the plastic bottle, but that plastic bottle cannot be. So we are making earth into kachara petti. It is a foolish modern world. But if you develop thoda gratitude for Krishna, and we are chanting to get that gratitude, then we
Wow.
will see. Then the devotee is asking why I am not reciprocating. No, it's a very beautiful life. As soon as you understand Krishna, it's a very beautiful life. Because Krishna is so nice and so kind and perfect.
अमेजिंग। दर्शकों, इससे हमें सिर्फ यही समझ आता है कि भक्ति का एक नया डेफिनेशन जो आज हमने सीखा है, बस वो यही है कि भक्ति करना मतलब हम भगवान के प्रति एक कृतज्ञता दे सके, भगवान को अप्रिशिएट कर सकें और कंप्लेन करना बंद करें कि हमारे जीवन में इतनी सारी प्रॉब्लम्स क्यों हैं, बल्कि ये सोचें कि भगवान जो हमारे लिए इतना सब कर रहा है, हम उसको देख क्यों नहीं पा रहे हैं, और ये समय के साथ हम जरूर देख पाएंगे अगर हम उसके प्रति ज्ञान अर्जित करें। तो अब हम क्वेश्चन आंसर राउंड के तरफ बढ़ने से पहले मैं एक छोटी सी अनाउंसमेंट करना चाहूंगा। हमारे हरे कृष्णा टीवी के द्वारा एक गीता डिप्लोमा कोर्स का आयोजन हो रहा है जो कि इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज में है। इसका पोस्टर हम अभी स्क्रीन पे दिखाएंगे। ये एकदम निःशुल्क है। अगर आप सब इस कोर्स के लिए एनरोल करना चाहते हैं तो हमारे स्क्रीन पे दिखाए गए नंबरों के ऊपर और चैट पे शेयर किए गए रजिस्टर लिंक के ऊपर आप क्लिक करके रजिस्टर कर सकते हैं और इस कोर्स का फायदा उठा सकते हैं। तो हम बढ़ेंगे हमारे क्वेश्चन आंसर राउंड की तरफ। दर्शकों, मैं आप सबसे विनंती करूंगा कि हम क्रमांक अनुसार आप सबके प्रश्न लेने की पूरी कोशिश करेंगे। बार बार अपने प्रश्नों को हमारे लाइव चैट में ना डालिए। हम जल्द से जल्द ज्यादा से ज्यादा प्रश्नों को लेने की कोशिश करेंगे। आप इस वीडियो का लिंक अपने दोस्तों और रिश्तेदारों के साथ भी शेयर कर सकते हैं ताकि इस लाइव क्वेश्चन आंसर सेशन का फायदा वो भी उठा पाए। तो हम बढ़ेंगे हमारे पहले प्रश्न की तरफ जो कि हमारे ऑडियंस की तरफ से आ रहा है।
आपका कोर्स का नोटिस नहीं आया वीडियो में?
माफ कीजिएगा, कोई टेक्निकल डिफिकल्टी की वजह से वो नहीं आ पाया है। हम उसे शो के एंड में दिखाएंगे। तो हम बढ़ते हैं हमारे क्वेश्चन आंसर राउंड की तरफ। हमारा पहला प्रश्न आ रहा है तमिलनाडु टेनिस क्रिकेट जी की तरफ से। पूछते हैं कि कथा करो करतार की सुनो, कथा करतार आन कथा सुनिए नहीं, कहे कबीर विचार, केवल परमात्मा की बात करो, एकमात्र परमात्मा की कथा सुनो, किसी अन्य की बात। ये क्वेश्चन नहीं है, ये कमेंट है। थैंक यू तमिलनाडु जी। हम अपने नेक्स्ट प्रश्न की तरफ बढ़ेंगे जो कि है ज्योति कुमारी जी की तरफ से। ये पूछे, प्रभु जी, गॉड नोज एंड सीज वी आर सफरिंग एंड yearning टू गो बैक टू डिवाइन मदर, गॉड कैन at once accept us back. Also, please help. I get agitated thinking about people who harmed me and family immensely. So she wants to know that God can accept us back immediately and he knows that we are suffering. Then why is he not accepting back? And the second part of the question is that she gets agitated thinking about people who have harmed her and her family. So how can she get rid of it?
First part is that I want to go back to God. Can God accept me immediately? Is that the question?
Why is he knows everything and I mean he can take me back, so why can't he just accept me at once?
Prabhupada said that God is far more interested in taking us to Godhead than we are interested in going to Godhead. We are not interested. We may say we are interested. Suppose you tell somebody that I want to come to your house and he sends you the car and you don't get into the car. How he can believe that you want to go to his house? You said you want to go to the house. I didn't even say, okay, you catch a bus and you come and all. I sent you a car. So Krishna has put minimum conditions for coming back to him. Minimum. And that is how we should think. And I'm not even doing that. Not that I'm doing so much. Why is God not taking? That is why I said, never ever say God is not doing his job. That requires great punya. You just 1 second. God is saying, I'm right next to you. Right next to you. Now what more do you want me to do? Suppose you are in front of me, but I close my eyes and say, where you are? There is nothing that God has not done to make us love him. Well, we don't. This is very difficult to understand. That's why I'm saying it's not a simple point I'm saying. This bhakti means he goes, his mind changes. Instead of asking what God can do for me, you ask what I can do for God. Even ordinary, mundane, material person like John F. Kennedy said, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for the country. That he said, and it's supposed to be a famous statement. We say, ask not what God can do for us, we ask what I can do. Bhakti never takes anything from God, he's only giving God. Never takes from God, never. The Prabhupada said this is a unique point of Vaishnavism. Everybody is praying to God to get something, but the devotee wants to give God.
Amazing.
Mm. And the second question, I am getting angry about many people who have done, that is very natural. It's very natural. It's very natural. So, the only way you can come out of it is by chanting, the heart becomes soft. Then you forgive. That is why they have this point. To forgive is divine. Forgiving is the greatest quality you can get in the material world. Because everybody is doing something bad for somebody else. You are not the only person to whom others have done bad. For everybody. You have also done bad for other people. So everybody, this is material world. Jivo jivasya jivanam. One jiva is doing bad for another jiva. But when you can in human life forget and forgive, well, forgive, oh, then you immediately come out of karma. Because that is the story that even in the West they have the Shylock pound. You know the story of Shylock. He was a money lender. So एक आदमी पैसा उनसे लिया और पैसा वापस नहीं दिया तो शैलक ने बोला पैसा तुम देने का नहीं तो so then what happened, I don't know if I have forgotten the story, but Shylock was so bad that he said instead of that he had a contract or something that if he can't give, you must give you a pound of flesh. So then he was told in the court that you can take your pound of flesh, but you must take exactly pound. You can't stop less. And if you take more, then we will take from you. You will have to give. Then the fellow, so this is karma. That if you say that somebody has done something bad, then if you want to get revenge, then you should take, you cannot stop, nor can you take more than revenge. If you take more revenge than exact amount, then you will have to pay. And you'll never get out of this cycle. Therefore, best is to forgive. So it is not so easy when people have done something bad. It's not so easy. So you chant and pray to God to give you forgiveness, divine fault. Without forgiving, we can get over this problem.
अमेजिंग. तो हम बढ़ेंगे हमारे नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन की तरफ. हमारे पास बहुत सारे प्रश्न आ रहे हैं, तो हम जल्द से जल्द ज्यादा से ज्यादा प्रश्न लेने की कोशिश करेंगे. तो हम बढ़ेंगे हमारे नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन की तरफ. हमारा नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन आ रहा है राजदीप साहा जी की तरफ से. पूछते हैं कि वॉट एवर यू एक्सप्लेन अबाउट हेवन एंड हेलिश प्लैनेट प्रभुजी, डजंट दीज साउंड लाइक जस्ट स्टोरीज? सो डजंट दिस लीड टू ब्लाइंड फेथ?
Sure. Many people think that God is a story, but they themselves become stories. After some time, like if you suppose in your own family, you say there's a great grandfather, it's a story, who knows? But God is still there. If you say God is a story, the story is there still. So we always think that everything is story, but we are ourselves story. Shastras are saying it is there, hellish planets, heavenly planets are there. Why you should doubt it? Because people have not gone there. If you don't have punya, those people who have gone, why are some people believe in heavenly planet? Because they've gone there. They've done punya, they've gone and come back. So they believe. So everything you can say is a story. Your yesterday is a story.
Yeah, please. I thought you
Your
want to continue.
yesterday is a story. Who will believe it? Isn't it? You say, yesterday I went there, something. What? Anybody can say anything. Yesterday I went to meet Modi and came back, Prime Minister. You can say. Nobody will believe. Today can you go? So, like that, every day our life is becoming story, and at the end, the whole life is a story. But Bhagavatam is real. Next question.
So बढ़ेंगे हमारे नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन की तरफ. हमारा नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन आ रहा है जे संधू जी की तरफ से. ये पूछते हैं कि I get angry a lot. I start chanting Hare Krishna Maha mantra to control my anger, but it happens like this again.
We have to, when you get old, as you get older, it will go away. There's no other way. There's no other way. Everything takes time. If you keep chanting, slowly, you will see all the life experiences you had to go through. I was also, when I was younger, I also will get angry. Now when I look back, I could not have avoided that. And, so you take responsibility. Yes, I should not have been there, but now I'm different. You just go on like that. Life's experiences come on you. Maybe you are supposed to get much, much more angry. Krishna is just giving you a little bit to show this is your nature, control it. So even if you feel, oh Krishna, please help me, I don't want to be angry, that's enough. Krishna will help, 100%. Everything you just go to Krishna and say, I'm like this, you help me. Just saying that is enough. God is so kind. You only have, but we don't even say that. We look for other solutions. Anger management class, stress management course. You simply have to say, Krishna, I'm getting angry, please help me. That's the simplest way. Krishna will 100% help. As soon as we learn to ask Krishna for everything, of course we should also have faith in Krishna, we have to appreciate. Like I said, the central point of any human being's life is that he must become grateful to Krishna. If he doesn't become that, it does not matter what else you do. Harau abhaktasya kuto mahanguna. Even if you don't get angry at all, but you are not chanting Hare Krishna, your life is a failure. But if you are chanting Hare Krishna and you are feeling gratefulness for God, even if you are angry, even if you do this, if you do that, still actually your life is successful. Therefore, Krishna says, Api che tuduracharo bhajate maam ananyabhag sadhuryeva samantavya. If someone is actually having love for me, then even if he's doing the worst things in life, I consider him a sadhu, Krishna says. You can do what, you can think whatever you want, but I consider him a sadhu. Why? Next verse is, Chipram bhavati dharmatma. I make him very quickly dharmatma. Perfect. I make him perfect very quickly. Chipram. So it is that feeling for Krishna that is bhakti. And that feeling is not what gopis have, that is beyond our capacity. Loving Krishna begins with simply appreciating. Ah, nice person. That much is enough. This is, I am repeating, I'm sorry for repeating it, but that's all is bhakti. That's all is bhakti. Nothing more to bhakti than this.
ग्रेट। तो हम बढ़ेंगे हमारे नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन की तरफ। हमारा नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन आ रहा है संजय सतपुते जी की तरफ से। पूछते हैं कि पूरी दुनिया में इस्कॉन के बारे में बहुत कम लोगों को क्यों मालूम है? Why big people are not interested in spirituality? Example, even government itself doesn't show interest. Why?
No. There's Indian government only. Everybody. See, the point is that everyone in the world appreciates Prabhupada. ISKCON means Prabhupada. Everybody knows, wow, Prabhupada, Swamiji went to America, Swamiji made so many temples, Swamiji changed so many people in the world. Everybody knows that. We are not able to reproduce that because we are not presenting Prabhupada enough. We are thinking Prabhupada came and went. We don't know he's still here. Still here. That is why he insisted there must be his murti in the temples. He's there. As big as God is there. No other acharya is that big in our parampara. Prabhupada is an extraordinary person. He has come for the next 10,000 years. So, but another thing is, it takes time, everything. Like Lord Chaitanya came, but afterwards, nothing happened. In fact, right after Lord Chaitanya left, owls and bowls and all ideas came, and the whole Vaishnava movement became bad. Only much later, with Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Bhaktisiddhanta and then Prabhupada, it has really come back. So, Lord Chaitanya preached also people. So, Lord has his own way of doing things. In his own way, for a long time he does. And everything will happen by his time scale. So he has said, Prithivite Ache Nagaradi Grama Sarvatra Hoibe Mara Prachar Nam. So he has said that my name will be chanted in every town and village. So it's going to happen. If we want to make that happen now, then we have to be as good as Prabhupada. Or at least we must present Prabhupada. So it is everything, it's not a simple thing. What is the next question?
So बढ़ेंगे हमारे नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन की तरफ. हमारा नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन आ रहा है राजन गुप्ता जी की तरफ से. पूछते हैं कि how does demigods recognize us by soul out of billions of souls? Does souls have any identity card as we do like Aadhaar? Also, Guruji, am I as a soul connected to other souls I have lived with?
This is a very good question. This is the best question so far. So repeat it again slowly.
How does demigods recognize us by soul out of billions of souls? Does souls have any identity card as we like Aadhaar card? And second part of the question is, as a soul, am I as a soul connected to other souls as well, whom I have lived with?
No, that can wait. First, let's take the first part. How do demigods recognize souls? Billions of souls are there. So that Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that they cannot. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that I am Paramatma in the soul who is actually worshipping the demigod, and I am also the Paramatma in the demigod. So I tell the demigod that so and so is worshipping you. Otherwise, Ganeshji will not know that you are worshipping him. Of course, they all have powers. So, but still, if you see in the 7th chapter, Krishna says, "I make his faith steady," and I also. And Prabhupada writes in the Paramatma that Krishna actually, as Paramatma in the demigod's heart, tells him to actually, just like when you are preaching also, Krishna tells the preacher, you go there, and Krishna tells the other guy, you come here, and they meet, and things happen. So Krishna is doing everything. Krishna is doing everything. Now, that apart, he is asking how do people, even the demigods, recognize different souls? Do they have an Aadhaar card? The answer is yes. They do have an Aadhaar card. So that is actually on the subtle plane. On the subtle plane, all the karmas and see the karmic laws operate on the subtle body. So, like we know, Yamaraj has got Chitragupt, and Chitragupt has got his own database. So as soon as one soul goes to Yamaraj court, Yamaraj asks Chitragupt, आदमी कौन है? क्या किया? So Chitragupt के पास he has got a database. That is a much superior science than this. And he can instantly tell this person has done this, and that's why he has come here. Similarly, we do, so many things for, Pitrus. So for our forefathers, we do so many things. And it goes to Pitraloka. In Pitraloka, there are demigods called Pitrus. And the Pitrus have got, as soon as you offer something, then it comes to them. They say, oh, somebody has offered for his forefather. Find out where is his forefather. And then it goes. The Shastras are describing that suppose you do for your forefather some tarpanam, some shastric thing you do, and let's say the forefather is in hell, suffering, and suddenly, he's suffering so much, and suddenly there will be cool breeze, and suddenly some people will come and just apply chandan on his body and they'll go. There's some relief. So the Pitrus actually they direct whatever, so it goes. So everywhere there is record. That is why it's called Jyotish. All the Jyotish. It's all witness. Sun is the witness, the moon is a witness. So everything is recorded. Just like you go in the city, I don't know Bombay, if you go in London, every city there's camera. Wherever you go, it is moving, it is recording. And if some car license plate they punch, then the software is so sophisticated that it will, and wherever it goes in London, it will be following and telling them. So, same way the luminaries, they are following everybody's thing. We may say we don't believe in this, that's all right, but the results will come. So everything is recorded in this world. Agni Sakshi, Surya Sakshi, Chandra Sakshi. And Paramatma himself is Sakshi. Hanumanta Sakshi. Paramatma is also, so whatever we do, it is all recorded. And yes, so everybody has got individual records even on a subtle body. And then the soul, every soul has got an eye. Consciousness means eye. That eye has to be different, otherwise it cannot be eye. Suppose you and I have the same eye, then how you are one soul, how I am another soul? The eye is different. That eye is the individuality of the soul that Krishna knows. Demigods don't know. In Bhagavatam, there is a beautiful verse in the first canto which says that people say that reality is like water, and then in a bartan you take water. So then when you say me, Mayavadis say that me only is there because of the body. If they pour the water back in the pond, then the small water has mixed with the big water, there is no individuality. So Mayavadis say that body is the reason there is individuality. Soul doesn't have individuality. They say like that. And the Bhagavatam verse is saying, suppose you actually take one glass of water, bartan, and you put it back, and somebody else comes and takes in some other place another bartan of water. Can you say that the water that was in your bartan went into that bartan? No, we cannot. But if you actually accept reincarnation, the soul is going from one body to another. Therefore, soul has individuality, Bhagavatam says. Otherwise, there is no reincarnation. So actually, Mayavadis cannot explain reincarnation. They don't believe in it. They cannot explain without the individuality of the soul. Of course, they say the subtle body carries all the vasanas and like that. But the subtle body is also for a particular soul. These are difficult. I hope I have answered the question. What's the second part?
Second part is, I as a soul, am I connected to other souls which I have lived with?
Only through Krishna. Prabhupada said that there is a girl, she doesn't, and when she gets married to one man, the man's brother becomes her brother-in-law, the man's father becomes father-in-law, the man's all his relatives become her relatives, and all his friends become family friends. But she does not have, before she got married to that person, any relationship with that man, other people. Similarly, all souls are related to Krishna. So when you have a relationship with Krishna, you are related to all the souls. Individually, if a girl wants to have a relation with all the men, that is not good. So like that, the soul cannot have direct relationship with all other souls. But when he establishes his relationship with Krishna, he loves every soul. That's why devotees go and preach, because they love every soul, because they love Krishna. Before I was, you're a devotee, I'm a devotee. Before I was not a devotee, I didn't care for anybody. I didn't know. But now wherever I go, I see somebody, I want to tell him about Krishna, I want to preach. Why? Because I'm connected to Krishna. So actually you can connect to all souls through Krishna easily. That's an example Prabhupada gave.
Amazing. तो हम बढ़ेंगे हमारे नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन की तरफ. हमारा नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन आ रहा है आशीष सुबोध तिवारी जी की तरफ से. ये पूछते हैं कि हाउ टू बी फियरलेस इन ईच एंड एवरी सिचुएशन circumstances, how to keep our faith strong that Krishna will only do what is right for us and he will never forsake us.
It's also a very good question. It's an excellent question. And this is a very important question because in the material world, no one is free of fear. Nobody. Everybody, all of us have fear. All of us have fear. And then the Shastras are saying the fear is coming because we don't know Paramatma. Just like you take a baby and you go into a big mela, and then let's say somehow the baby gets separated from the father. And he's crying, ah! Because yes, he doesn't know where his father is. So in this material world, which is like a big mela, you see, we are alone. At least we think like that because we have forgotten Paramatma. So this fear is something very real, very real. And you can overcome that by the mercy of the Acharya. Very important. And then, see, there are many stages in bhakti. This is not actually taught for people. One of the important stages of, bhakti is that in the particular deity that you are worshipping, that lotus feet, the deity will enter your heart. And when that enters, you become fearless. Bhajahure mana Sri Nandana Abhaya Charanara Vindure. Abhaya Charan. Prabhupada's name is also Abhaya Charan. So Abhaya Charan means the lotus feet that give you Abhaya. So these are all the processes. If we don't know that, then the mind will always make us afraid. It's very natural. The feeling of fear itself is actually coming because the soul has awakened. The asuras are fearless. Have you seen a little baby? He's fearless. He can go anywhere, he'll do whatever he wants. So, like that, the soul who does not actually understand how bad is this world, he is fearless. I'm spending my half of the year in San Francisco because our temple is there and my scientific institute is also there. There is actually one Yosemite Valley, and there is actually a vertical rock, 2,000 feet tall, vertical rock. So, and they have, it is in a valley, and in the night they have full moon nights, they have an open top bus. So, I had one professor come from South Africa, then I took him, you have to take him, and I said, let's go to this, it's a famous natural preserve. Then in the middle of the night we were going, full moon, and then I saw on the wall lights, little lights. So I asked the person who was driving the bus, what are these lights? These lights are people who are climbing this rock wall for 10 days, 20 days. And at various stages in the night, they are hanging there and sleeping. Can you imagine? Until they reach the top. And when they go to the very top, it's like that, and they have to go and get up, and they do that. And you could die. Any moment, if it one thing is, you can fall and you'll die. I was thinking, how are they taking this risk? Because they are, to overcome fear, they do so many things like this. People going skiing in water, because it's something very big. So the material world, these fellows, modern fellows, have found out so many ways by which you can be busy and forget fear. But fear is always lurking. Because the soul is eternal and is in a temporary world. So this fact that I am afraid is itself, one has to be a pious person. Because he is pious, he is feeling that fear. That's an awakening of the soul. And if you follow the process, and if the Lord puts his lotus feet in your heart, then you become fearless, and that's the first step. So it is not taught in ISKCON that if you actually take first and second initiations, the result of this is that the deity that you are worshipping, his lotus feet must go in your heart. Otherwise, you have not actually become a Brahmana. And when it becomes, then Abhay Charanarindra, then you become fearless. There's no other way. And what does it mean? The lotus feet goes in there, you have to learn. It's not just some imagination. It's not some imagination. And once you carry the lotus feet in the heart, you're fearless because you're always with your father. The baby, as soon as the mela is lost, somebody finally puts him in the father's hand. He says, then he's okay. So until we re-establish our last relationship with Krishna, and so in the human life, you feel that animals also feel fear. You look at a deer in the forest, he's always afraid something is going to come and catch me. And he has no way to mitigate that fear. But in the human life, we can mitigate it by worshipping Krishna. This is the great gift of Lord Chaitanya. So we should take it up in this life. We shouldn't miss it.
अमेजिंग। तो दर्शकों, आगे बढ़ने से पहले मैं अनाउंसमेंट फिर से करना चाहूंगा कि हरे कृष्ण टीवी द्वारा एक इंग्लिश भाषा में भगवत गीता का कोर्स आयोजित हो रहा है। ये एक डिप्लोमा कोर्स है जो कि आप बिना किसी शुल्क के अटेंड कर सकते हैं। इसके लिए आप हमारे स्क्रीन पे दिखाए गए नंबरों के ऊपर कॉल कर सकते हैं और हमारे चैट में शेयर किए हुए लिंक के ऊपर भी आप रजिस्टर कर सकते हैं। तो दर्शकों, समय के अभाव के कारण हम और प्रश्न नहीं ले पाएंगे, हमारे पास बहुत सारे प्रश्न हैं। तो मैं आप सबसे विनती करूंगा कि आप हमारे साथ हमारे अगले शो में जुड़िए। हमारे अनाउंसमेंट का पोस्टर हमारे स्क्रीन पे अब आ गया है। आप इस नंबर पे कॉल करके इसको बुक कर सकते हैं। फ्रॉम 2 जून ये कोर्स शुरू हो रहा है इंग्लिश भाषा में, गीता डिप्लोमा। So you can enroll for this wonderful course without any cost, and you can call on this number. So proceeding further, Prabhuji, जाने से पहले मैं चाहूँगा, what would be your last message to our audience today on this topic, as a closing note for our audience?
Closing message is also the opening message. Krishna is our friend. He is our well-wisher. And once I recognize this, my path to perfection opens. Very simple. There is every reason in this world to see that Krishna is our well-wisher because he has made this world so beautifully. So you have to hear from Bhagavatam how to become appreciative of Krishna. And if you do that, then you will see Krishna is reciprocating, and I'm not reciprocating, and Krishna is very perfect, and we can also become perfect. That's the message.
Amazing. Thank you so much, प्रभुजी। आज आप हमारे शो में आए, आपने इतना समय व्यतीत किया और हमारे ऑडियंस के इतने सारे प्रश्नों का उत्तर दिया। Thank you so much for sharing such a wonderful knowledge with us. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा। तो दर्शकों, आज हमने बड़ी सुंदरता से ये जाना कि हमारे जीवन में भक्ति का सिर्फ एक ही मतलब है कि हमें भगवान के प्रति कृतज्ञता, ग्रैटिट्यूड दिखाना है। हमने ये जाना कि किस तरीके से हमसे ज्यादा आतुर तो भगवान है हमारे लिए रेसिप्रोकेट करने के लिए, सिर्फ वो हमारा वेट कर रहे हैं। और अगर हम अपनी जीवन में भगवान को थोड़ी सी भी जगह देते हैं, उनके नाम का जप करके, उनकी सेवा करके, तो भगवान हमसे ज्यादा उससे प्रसन्न होते हैं। तो मैं आशा करता हूं कि आज इस शो के माध्यम से आपके जीवन में भी एक प्रेरणा आई होगी कि आप अपने जीवन में भक्ति को एक स्थान देंगे। अगर आप ऑलरेडी भक्ति कर रहे हैं तो उसे और बढ़ाएंगे, और अगर नहीं कर रहे तो एक चांस तो जरूर देंगे। तो आज के लिए मैं आपसे आज्ञा चाहूंगा। हम मिलेंगे अगली बार एक और नई सोच के साथ, एक और नए टॉपिक के साथ, आपके मन की बात हमारे साथ। थैंक यू सो मच फॉर जॉइनिंग अस टुडे, एंड थैंक यू सो मच फॉर बीइंग सच अ वंडरफुल ऑडियंस। हरे कृष्णा।